What's going on, everyone? It's the Niskel. Welcome back to Danganronpa. In the last episode, we found all the evidence we could to help out with this class trial. And right off the bat, as soon as we get started, you're going to see a dramatic change to the gameplay that we've seen so far. It's been just going up to people and talking with them. But this changes everything. There are mini-games during trials. The entire trial is fully voiced, which is another really big change from the game so far. Now, for these segments that are going to be fully voiced, what's going to happen, and you'll see the pattern as we continue along, there's going to be multiple discussion points where everybody has their own piece to say. So during that time, I will do my best to keep quiet, and then the second round, again, you'll see what I mean when we get there. The second round, we will try and discuss and figure everything out. So you'll be able to see what everyone has to say first before we actually have the answer. And here's where the skills come in. If you have maxed anybody's social link or have gone far enough to get a skill, this is where you will use them. Right now we have 11 SP, and we only have one skill to set, so we're going to go ahead and use this. Increases damage to the opponent when a statement is destroyed. The bullet time battle. That'll come way later. That's one of the mini-games, so we'll go ahead and equip it. Might as well. We have no others to equip. This is also a very good time to open your e-handbook and look at all the evidence you have, all of your truth bullets, and make sure you know every single small detail, because this game, if you've ever played a Phoenix Wright game, the smallest detail can change the entire session. So just be sure you know what you're going to be presenting. And I'll do my best to lead you through without any mistakes. One small factoid, and this is when I was doing my research, that I found was hilarious about this game. When Japanese players were able to get an early demo of the game, Sayaka and Junko were alive during the court session. So just imagine their shock when they played the final game and both of them died horribly. But enough talk. Let's go ahead and prove our innocence. All rise.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
And the killer really is one of us, right?
Of course!
Okay then. Everyone, close your eyes. And whoever did it, raise your hand.
I didn't do it!
Don't be a goddamn idiot. Why the hell would they raise their hand?
I don't know, seems like a good idea.
Before we move on and start the trial, can I ask a question real quick? What's going on with those pictures?
Oh, that's so sad.
I'd feel awful if they got left out just because they died. Friendship penetrates even death's barrier.
Friendship penetrates?
Fumi, now's not the time.
Okay, but what about that other empty seat? There were only 15 of us to begin with, so why are there 16 seats?
Oh, no reason. It's just that our little courtroom here can technically fit up to 16 people.
Really?
Okay, that about does it for the preamble. Get ready to get started. First up is the case summary. Now, let the class trial begin.
Fight for our lives. Here's where we're going to get into the main meat of every court class trial. The debates. Everyone's going to go around in a circle and discuss the topic at hand. And we need to figure out what is a contradiction. And now we'll go ahead and have the tutorial explain a little outline as far as how the Nonstop debates go. There will be some smaller details that I can bring up a bit later that the tutorial won't explain. But just know that everybody is going to be talking basically at the same time. So you'll see plot points come up, and then somebody will respond to that. They won't stop talking. This is going to be literally a non-stop debate. So everybody is going to be talking to each other, and you need to figure out which statement is a contradiction. And once you find that contradiction, and you'll see how clear as day they make it, trust me, they're not going to throw you to the dogs on your first trial. They're going to make it really easy for you right at the beginning. But this is where your truth bullets come in. As soon as you find that contradiction, as soon as you find that statement, you shoot the statement. You literally shoot them with the truth. Oh, thank you, Vita Controls. Playing with future technology. They give you plenty of time to go through the Nonstop debates. Later on, it will get a bit more hectic, and you'll see why when they start adding more to the Nonstop debates and everything else. Standard level progression, that kind of stuff. It's also helpful to look at your e-handbook at any time. If you press the square button, you can look at any truth bullets that you have and figure out the details. Oh, we're gonna have fun. This is my favorite segment of the game.
I assert that the one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka Maizono!
Yeah, we know that part already.
And the murder took place in Makoto's room.
In the bathroom. So it seems most likely that the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom. She didn't even have a chance to resist.
And that's how a Nonstop debate will go. Everybody will say something that has to do with the current topic at hand, and then when you see a statement that looks out of place, in which case it was the statement written in yellow, that is something that could be a contradiction or could not be. And since we're right at the beginning, and we only have one truth bullet and one statement that showed up, put one and one together. And Makoto will give you a little hint if you can't figure it out. This game is actually really good at leading you in the right direction as far as figuring out the truth. And there's where it gets a little bit simpler for people who haven't played it before. The argument will not stop going for those 10 minutes. You have 10 minutes to figure this out. You shouldn't have to take more than, like, one go-around to figure this round out. Yes, I did notice, Mr. Tutorial. And therein lies the contradiction. We're gonna have to shoot it with a truth bullet. I just love the simple fact that you literally have to shoot down their lie. Or maybe the fact that they didn't know. And, for those who have played Phoenix Wright, you are going to love what happens when we actually shoot a statement. Here's also where it comes in with your health bar. The hearts there represent your health. You can lose the game by shooting too many incorrect statements. So just a little note there. Alright, round 2 with the Nonstop debate. Here's where we need to go over what everybody has said already, but we need to find that contradiction. And by the way, the interactions between these characters is hilarious later on. And some of the things they say, you wouldn't even believe that they actually said it. So as soon as the statement comes up, get ready, and fire.
No, that's wrong.
Objection! Yep, pretty much.
Just a second, Chihiro. Try to remember how my room looked. With the way things had been damaged, I think we can definitely assume there was a struggle.
A struggle? Between who and who?
Well, I could only assume.
Between Sayaka and the killer, of course.
So you're saying Sayaka wasn't caught by surprise in the bathroom? She must have been attacked in the main room first. Then, she ran to the bathroom to try and hide. The killer followed her in, and that's where they finished the job.
That much should have been obvious after taking one look at the scene. It shouldn't even need explaining.
Well, technically, Chihiro wasn't there.
Sorry.
Okay, so what's next?
Next is the subject of the murder weapon.
Wow, this is starting to sound like a real trial.
Well, we have the evidence. Let's go ahead and figure it out with another debate. Time to find out what the murder weapon is if it wasn't outrageously obvious. One bullet again.
So what was used to kill her?
There was some kind of sharp object thrust into her stomach. Without a doubt, that is the murder weapon.
So the killer used some random knife they had on him. How could anyone do something like that? That son of a bitch!
So just like the first Nonstop debate, there was only one answer and one truth bullet. And also you'll notice that the reticle that we have has started to move. It's starting to move on its own accord. If you go back to easy mode, it's a lot... these segments are actually a lot more steady, like the reticle won't move as much. But just know that the statements are going to move more sporadically later on in the game, and that reticle can sometimes get annoying. Thank you for the hint, Makoto. It wasn't that hard to figure out. Alright, second time round, we are actually going to shoot the statement, the only one that showed up with the gold lettering, or the yellow lettering. So, Mondo, if you wouldn't mind... There it is.
No, that's wrong!
So satisfying whenever you get that. No, that's wrong!
No. I do think it was a knife, but not just any knife. I'm almost positive it was a kitchen knife.
Huh? A kitchen knife?
After the murder, we discovered that one of the knives from the kitchen was missing.
Which means that knife must be the murder weapon.
Oh, yeah. I guess that makes sense. You could sort of see the weapon sticking out of her stomach.
As gruesome as that is.
And if you look real close, I could totally see that being a kitchen knife.
Okay, so the murder weapon was a kitchen knife, but where does that get us? I mean, we all know Makoto killed her, right?
Well, hey.
That's right. Makoto's room was the scene of the crime. What more proof do you need?
Innocent until proven guilty. Come on.
Hold on a second.
Let's draw our conclusions after we've presented our arguments. Otherwise, what's the point of the trial?
Thank you, Kyoko.
Well, we can talk all we want. It's not going to change that conclusion.
I don't think that's true at all. I'm sure if we keep at it, something new will reveal itself.
Kyoko knows something.
You really believe that?
Maybe another debate will help us out here. We better not be the killer. Either that or we blacked out. Sure. Go ahead, tutorial. Let's learn all we can about Nonstop debates. Here they're going to introduce something called concentration. If you're looking at the health bar, the little one underneath the stars, that's your concentration. So if you are ever having trouble trying to shoot a statement during a Nonstop debate, concentration will slow everything down for you. And then you can actually, take your time and shoot it. But that focus bar does go down a lot quicker. So just keep that in mind. And the focus gauge does come back after a little while. It'll slowly come back. So if you're ever having trouble, use your focus.